It's your boy Tay to the Fresh, and we back. Good to see y'all. Glad to see you, see me, see you. Not sick anymore, we good to go. Feel great. We're gonna get into this AEW Revolution 2022 match card predictions from your boy TF. That's me. Batman shirt, all that stuff, the bling, all that. Andrade El Idolo, Matt Hardy, Isaiah Cassidy versus Sammy Guevara, Sting, and Darby Allin trios match. I think Sammy, Sting, and Darby, the good guys, are going to take that one. Only reason I say that because I think this is going to be the vehicle for Matt Hardy to get back, allegedly, with his brother in the near future. Should be nice. Nice to see that. I think that'd be a nice little trios match there. Chris Jericho versus Eddie Kingston. Excited for this one. I'm excited for most of this card. It's stacked. Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston. From that face-to-face they had, I saw they kept mentioning Kingston not winning the big one. It immediately made me think back to 2001, going into No Mercy, Chris Jericho and The Rock. Well, The Rock kept stating that Jericho can't win the big one. Can't win the big one. He comes up short in the big matches. And Jericho went on to beat The Rock because The Rock was putting him over, making him a solidified main event talent at that point. And he was getting there. And I think they're telling that same story with this match here. Kingston and Jericho. He's saying Kingston can't win the big one, can't win the big one. Eddie's, he gets in the way of himself. All those, classic lines and stuff. So I'm going with Eddie to win that. That's going to give him some momentum that he sorely needs because he's very, very popular, very over, and needs to win a little bit more. It's winning time for Eddie. They've had him probably take a few too many losses. So when it's, the man's reaction is staying the same, you got to reward him for that, for staying relevant and staying, that popular in people's eyes. Not just the popularity, but I just mean he's putting in the work. People want to see him. People care when he speaks. People care when he does things. So, yeah, do something with him at that point. Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley, another match I'm excited about. Two greats going at it. The American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. Jon Moxley, unscripted violence personified. It's going to be good. You know it's going to be good. It really doesn't even matter who wins this match. It's going to push the story forward regardless of who wins. I'm just going to go Jon Moxley because I'm a Jon Moxley guy. But nothing against Danielson. Love Danielson just as much. I'm going with Moxley, particularly in this match. Should be good. It's going to lead to either way. I can see the match going either way. I'm just picking Moxley because Moxley's my guy. But it's going to be good. It's going to lead. It's going to definitely further the story. So it's going to be great. CM Punk versus MJF rematch. Dog collar match. They've been telling a great story. I couldn't probably tell you better than you have to just watch the promos. Watch the vignettes. The match they had in Chicago where MJF beat CM Punk twice. I think it's going to be good. I think Punk's going to get his pound of flesh against MJF. I think he's going to kick his ass. And I think MJF is going to survive. Just by the skin of his teeth. Just a little bit. By this much. He's going to survive. MJF is going to get absolutely destroyed. But he's going to survive. I think that's the story of that match. There. Face of Revolution ladder match for the future TNT Championship match. Keith Lee, Warlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, Orange Cassidy, and another person to be decided. Yes, this is before Dynamite this week, so spoiler. I think regardless of who the mystery person's going to be in this match, I think it's going to be between a Keith Lee and a Warlow. Only because, do you go off Keith Lee's momentum that he's new, that he's going to keep wrecking shop, or do you go Warlow? Many interesting stories. You can play with him and MJF there with the TNT title, and Warlow has to do what MJF says in that contract and all that stuff. That could be interesting. I ain't gonna talk about all that, but that could be good too. But I think it's between Keith Lee and Warlow for me. I'm gonna pick Warlow That's just who I think is gonna win the match. Like, I wouldn't be mad if it's Keith Lee. It's just big man all over this match. Big Hoss ladder match outside of Ricky and Orange Cassidy, of course, but independent of the last person. But it's gonna be good. I think. Don't see too many majority big guys in the ring ladder match guys. So that should be interesting. A different take on a ladder match. Compared to all the death-defying stunts we've just seen over the last 20 years, really. So it's gonna be good. Jade Cargill, TBS champion Jade Cargill versus Tay Conti, TBS championship. They didn't get a lot of time to build this yet. We'll see. But Jade's winning. But it should be nice. Ty is solid. Jade's getting more and more solid every time you see her, so it's gonna be fine. I think Jade's gonna continue to be dominant, and you keep building up that streak. I don't know if they should mention it every week, every match, but they're definitely doing that to play into, obviously, the end game of all that. So, which will also be very interesting too. So, can't wait to see that one. That should be a physical match there in itself. Jurassic Express, the World Tag Team Champions. Jurassic Express versus Red Dragon, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly versus, to be decided, which I think at this point is probably very likely going to be the Young Bucks. Possibly. Dark horse for me, Santana and Ortiz. But I don't know if they're in this gauntlet match or casino match they're doing. I forgot what kind of match they were doing to determine the last team, but yeah, I told you my picks there. But I'm going to go Jurassic Express to retain in this situation. It doesn't make sense for them to lose because they don't have anything to do with Red Dragon or the Bucks. That's just me. But it'd be a lot more interesting if Santana Ortiz were involved, and the Bucks had something to do with said finish result of that match. You ain't got to pay me right now, Tony. Nah. Kidding. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Thunder Rosa. AEW Women's World Championship match. I think it should be in a cage, but I don't think they're going to do it yet. I think they're going to hold off on it. It's almost a year in the making for this match. I think they should do the cage because I think if Britt has her help with Rebel and Jamie Hayter coming out there, I think it just makes everybody involved look stupid because every title match Britt's had over the last 10 months, yeah, they got involved in some way. So, yeah, just do the cage now because it would make more sense for the story. I think Thunder Rosa is going to win the championship. Absolutely. That needs to happen. She needs to win the title. Don't mess around with it. Just let her win the title. And since AEW doesn't beat around the bush and try to mess with your brain, I think she's going to win. Makes sense. It's built up for her to win anyway. Hangman Adam Page versus Adam Cole, baby. AEW World Championship match. It's going to be a great match. I think Hangman's retaining. I don't think it's time for AC yet. It will be eventually, but I'm going with Hangman right now. Hangman still got some juice left in that title reign. I don't think he's going to hold it actually too much longer. I think personally he's losing that Double or Nothing, but All Out at the latest. But this should be a great match. It's gonna further some character development there on both sides of that. So, should be a great match. The whole card looks good up and down. Like, you really can't pick a bad match out of this. The only outlier was probably the Sick Man, because you're wondering, like, why doesn't Sammy defend the TNT title? Why is he being thrown into a different storyline? Isn't that what they messed up the first time when he won the title? Because they had him all in the Inner Circle business when he should have been defending the title. Having his own story, which is kind of my gripe with what they do with Sammy being champion. He should have his own stories going on. This isn't really his story. It's, it seems like it's more just Sting, Darby, and Andrade and AHFO story. And Sammy's kind of thrown in there. But hopefully he has something to do immediately after Revolution as in his own story, not just matches. But that's my 10 minutes. Hope y'all liked it. Like, share, subscribe. It's your boy Tay to the Fresh. Stay fresh. TFTV. Love you all. Thank you for your time. See you soon. Peace. And AEW is on fire right now. They lit. Enjoy the pay-per-view.